All right, folks, we are back here with some more standard content from the 75K that took place this past weekend in Chicago. And this is another deck list from the top 16 of the event, just barely missing out on top 8 in 11th place. Craig Rocco, who is actually somebody local to my area. They go to a lot of the RSQs that I go to. And they played this Rakdos mid-range in quotation marks deck. And the big kind of a new addition here, the big breakout card here is Rakdos Stormseeker, which is I think a card that a lot of people forget is still legal in standard, and it's replacing Preacher, which is a bold statement, right? A lot of people think that Preacher is one of the best 3-drops in these Black Mace mid-range deck, whether it's Esper, Rakdos, Golgari, Dimir, all that kind of stuff. So playing Stormseeker over Preacher is a pretty big statement, but if you're playing 4 Archfiend of the Dross, it does kind of make sense because Stormseeker into Archfiend is just a super aggressive curve. Giving this thing haste is, really, really good. 7 damage, and then if you kill any of their stuff after the fact, it gets more damage in that way. So I think it makes a lot of sense, and I've always been a big fan of Stormseeker, so I'm pretty curious to see how this plays out. Rest of the deck is what you would expect from a Rakdos mid-range deck: removal spells, max Inties, max Harvesters, max Bats, 2 Shieldred, 2 Gix's Command, I guess, is maybe something that you wouldn't normally expect. You could maybe play an Aquazotz over the second command, you could maybe play another Gix, but I do like Gix a little bit less in the Rakdos decks because you don't have stuff like Spyglass Siren to be able to go like 1-drop, 2-drop Gix. That's where this card is, at its best. So keep that in mind. Mana base, there's a couple of caverns here because we do have 8 total Phyrexians, so kind of makes sense there. Another thing about the mana base, there's 4 copies of Restless Fence, which is something that I don't see a lot of Rakdos decks have. Most of the ones I saw, I think, have like 2 or 3 copies max, so playing 4 is interesting. I typically would prefer either the 4th Haunted Ridge or the 2nd Murex over the 4th one, but we'll see how that goes. And then, the Takenuma Soken-san, pretty standard stuff. Sideboard, nothing too crazy over here. Max Duresses, which makes sense against Domain and Blue-White Control. Graveyard Trespasser, good against the mid-range decks. Liliana, good against Domain. 4 total Sweepers, 2 Hitotsugu, 2 Brotherhoods for the Convoke decks, and then Cruelties for the mid-range mirrors. So most of the sideboard is, what you would expect. I guess the one other note here is there's Long Goodbye over Bitter Triumph, which does make it makes you a little bit better against Rafine on the draw. So I kind of like that, but we'll see how it goes. Time to seek the storms. She's seeking my storm until I'm reckless. That's the title of the YouTube video right there. Would not be possible without each and every one of their support, and your support as well. So thank you for being here, chat. Thank you for supporting the stream. Love you all. What is with people playing this deck? How did we go back-to-back Blue-White Mentor opponents? Why do people start playing this deck again? It's not that good, I don't think. Yeah, we played the Analyst deck earlier. I mean, I don't think it's a bad deck, but it's kind of mid. I was never impressed with this deck when I played it. 2-mana 1/3, by the way. Smart, because they expected Gix. If I cut down their 1/3, do you think they're going to buy it back? Man, you know what? I really don't want to discard any of these cards. What's the rank when you stop getting percentage and have a number? I think it's 1800. I think 1800 is the lowest number that I've seen, personally. Okay. That's a little scary. And they have a counterspell. So we should probably attack first. Yeah, attack first. Discarding Stormseeker. Counter on Bat. Okay, well, I mean, they're going to counter it, but I might as well play it. Because if I don't play it, I lose it. Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it? That is true. In my opinion, what is better, Gix or Raffine? I mean, Raffine is a better card, but it's just harder to cast. So that's the argument behind Gix, right? Is it's only one color. But I would say that, you know, on average, I think Raffine is a more powerful card. Although it is close. Yeah, Gix is better in Rakdos. Is it just Archfiend time? Might be Archfiend time. Could also attack first. I guess attacking first is fine, because if I put a counter on Inti, they're not going to block anyways. So, attack first, discard Gix. Counter on Inti, then play Archfiend post-combat. God! Why couldn't we just have this? Fuck, man. Alright, fine. If only I had a land this turn. If only we had a land. I guess it wouldn't have done too much, because they could just recommission back the Mentor. Okay, we don't care about that, because we have Go for the Throat. Dason, thank you for the 2 months. Thank you for the Prime. We have chat. We have officially located a primer. Do we have any other primers in the chat? Thank you very, very much for that Prime, said Dason. Very, very nice of you. Thanks, Dason. Now I draw the land, of course. Savendor coming in with the Prime. Thank you for the Prime. Very generous of you. Appreciate that, Savendor. Thunder. Thunder. They're at 10. Are they dead? So, Go for the Throat, target Jin. They go to 8. Combat, attack with Archfiend, discard at 7. 7 minus 4 is 3. Oh, but we can attack with everything at that point. Alright, how about this? How about we go to combat before... No, that's stupid. I was going to say go to combat before using the Go for the Throat, but then if they counter the Go for the Throat in combat, I don't want to do that. Okay, that maybe changes things. Because now they can block the... Oh no, it still trades for Inti, though. But they can put the Mentor on the Inti. And they won't lose the Mentor in combat. It was from an energy broadcast. Not the most recent one, but the one before that. Okay, so if I do this, discard Shelly, counter on Archfiend. They put Prankster on Archfiend, which means they're taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They go to 1. And they put Mentor on Inti. Yeah, I guess there's no reason to attack with Inti. Well, no, because if I do this, discard counter on Archfiend, they just block the bat and go to 1, right? So that still doesn't even do it. This is really fucking tricky. What if I only attack with Archfiend? Discard counter. It's probably the safest attack, right? There's really no reason to attack with bat. Because if I send everything, same thing, right? Counter, discard, counter here. They block here, put this here, take 7, go to 1. Inti is lethal with counter on Fiend. No, because they have a 4/4 to block Inti. I think I'm just doing this. I ran out of time, but I think this is the way to do it. Okay. Can make a token. I don't know if the token matters, but we can make a token. Counter on Inti, so they lose 2 life when they block. Well, the thing about counter on Inti is then they can just chump block the Archfiend without lose without taking life, right? Because I want to give this trample. I guess I already played a land that turn. I mean, we have 2 blockers plus 2 life. They need a lot of spells to kill us. If you counter Inti, they block 2/4 on the 6/6, mentor an Inti and take 4. Correct. Yeah, so I couldn't do that. Alright, cool. They just died. I feel like they would have needed like 4 spells to kill us there, right? Because they had 6 tokens, 2 blockers, block. So 4 spells would be 25. Yeah, 4 spells would have been lethal. Did we want Hidetsugu against them? Hidetsugu is actually insane, right? Because it blows up mentor tokens and it exiles the graveyards to make Jin worse. We cut Gix last time. What else is bad? Tree for All, thank you for the 4-month resub. Thank you for that, Prime Tree for All. Thank you for the support. You want to cut Down? It's good against Shredder, though. Would you ever cut Shieldred? Could at least trim 1 Cut Down. I don't know if I want to cut all of them, though, because it is still really good against Shredder, which they do play Shredder. I think Duress is better than Cut Down. Yeah, I guess I could buy that. Do you want to play more than 1 Duress? What if we got the Stormseekers, actually? Maybe that's the play. Do this, keep in 1 Stormseeker. Because we're kind of trying to be the control deck in this matchup, right? Not really the aggressive deck. I'm gonna try this. Like I'm not trying to kill them. I'm trying to prolong the game, I think, if at all possible. Let's consider Giga Chad. The Chad play. Alright, only 1 target. This kind of sucks. Because they have 2 threats. Oh, does that work like that? I did not know that worked like that. Should it work like that? Is that normal? I guess. I've just never had that come up before, so I didn't know. Yeah, today I learned. Today I learned. I had no idea. Oh, these are not good draws. There you go. Backhand target it. Yeah, just like so phasing is weird because phasing says like treat the card as if it does not exist. So it's no longer on the battlefield, but it says you may exile another card from it until it leaves the battlefield. But phasing is not necessarily leaving the battlefield, right? That's kind of where I'm confused. Yeah, I didn't know that worked like that. Because it's not leaving the battlefield technically, right? It's just treating as though it did not exist. But I don't know. Right, that's what I'm saying. Phasing does not leave. But the way that Bat's worded, it says you may exile a non-land card until Deep Cavern Bat leaves the battlefield. But phasing does not make your creature leave the battlefield. The Bat's not in play. Yeah, I guess, yeah, sure. I guess that's how it works. This is... God, they have the stupid make disappear. I guess we have to bat this turn, take the counterspell, and hope to rip a land for command. This could be a tough game to win. It's the same as if the bat got bolted in response to the trigger. Well, no, it's a little bit different, right? Because the creature dying is different than the creature being phased out. Like, a bat that has gone to the graveyard due to taking lethal damage is not necessarily the same thing as a bat being phased out, right? Because it's not, you know what I mean? Those are different things. A permanent phases out, its status is changes to phased out, except for rules and effects that specifically mention phased out permanents, as though it does not exist. Okay. Let me know in the YouTube comments if you're watching this. I mean, I'm sure that's how it works, but it's just kind of a weird ruling. All right, we can't win this game. We cannot win this game. Game 3. Too many tap lands that game. Helldozer says, how much better would Magic be if islands didn't exist? Well, I mean, they would just be something else, right? They would just be... They would be a different body of land, you know? This hand is kind of sus. Kind of a sus hand. I kind of want to keep it, though. Yeah, replace islands with oceans. What's another body of water? Lakes. Mono blue lake control. Helping hand, make disappear, march, disdainful stroke. Just take make disappear, right? I think. Kind of into that. Bays, yeah. Mono blue bays. Kind of sounds like you're trying to say Bay Zed. I almost just want to play this. No, it's better to Harvester, because that means... Yeah, I think it's better to Harvester this turn. So what ends up happening if I Harvester is they can go... Like, if they tap out for Mentor, which they're not going to do, but they might. They tap out for Mentor, we can just sack Harvester, and then... Yeah. Right, that's what I meant, yeah. That's I was getting to that. But yeah, I can go play Harvester. I guess it's kind of awkward, though, because then they get to Helping Hand before Chapter 2 goes off. Right. That would be kind of awkward. I'm just going to jam Archfiend this turn, though. So I think their plan is to just hold up the March. I guess they stroke this. I know, but like, what am I going to do, not use my mana? I have more 4-drops that I can draw. I guess I could also wait to try and find Duress. Maybe that would have been fine. Okay. So they just don't have a land here. Which means they definitely have another Helping Hand. So let's do this. We can go Inti, Blood, discard second Hidetsugu. It might just be better... Oh, man. I want to play the Hidetsugu, but I also want to pop the Blood first, but I can't go Inti, pop Blood, and Hidetsugu. It's awkward. I can't do it all. I mean, how much is this Hidetsugu even doing, right? Maybe it's just better to go here, this, and just don't play the Hidetsugu this turn. Awkward. Well, I'm doing this. That's a bit awkward. It's not that bad, though. Okay. So maybe they didn't have the Helping Hand in hand? But then why would they run out the Mentor? Because if they had Helping Hand, if they already had Helping Hand, they wouldn't be casting this upkeep, right? They would just draw, cast Helping Hand, and then cast it. Interesting. I mean, I guess we just go to combat first. Could fire up the vents, maybe. Counter here. Okay. I mean, did we just get rid of the Hidetsugu Consumes All? I think so. It's just not doing that much for us. I mean, besides exiling their graveyard, of course. I'm going to use the blood first. Before combat. Yeah, that could have been better. Not the Thrall. Anything but the Thrall, please. Go. Is Thrall even good against me? Is it only... It only stops Harvester. I mean, it doesn't even really stop Harvester that much. I guess it kind of does. Because not getting the blood, it means the Harvester doesn't do a lot. They might think it stops Archfiend. Yeah, maybe. Perhaps. No, but don't tell them. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's not worded like that. Yeah, it stops bats, but like, I guess it does stop bats. It's not that bad. They probably have enough other bad cards to cut. Well, we know they have March, but we're gonna force them to use the March. So they're gonna March probably these three. Well, they can only do it for two. So they march these two, take 6. I'm really confused at why they played this game the way they did. Okay, sure. I guess I'll just play it to have a blocker. Go. I'm gonna hold the land to discard ante. I'm confused at the way they played this game, because like they just ran the Mentor into the Blood Tithe Harvester, but they just never had a second reanimation spell. I don't know why they did that. I feel like they maybe should have waited on the Mentor. I don't know if it would have mattered that much, but... Did we Soken's on pre-combat? One, two, three. It's probably okay. Well, we can Soken's on, hit an untap land, and also events, right? We can do both. I guess we'd have to hit an untap land to do vents now. And maybe this is worse than just animating the vents in the first place. Just like guarantee we get the vents. Final boss till Mythic time. Wish me luck. Good luck, George. Good luck. Crush it. Get that Mythic. Get that sweet, sweet Mythic. Continuous effect that made the vents land ended at end of Doomwink's turn. It's on Arena, didn't update it. Oh, because it was still in the creature spot? Yeah. Well, if it's treated as if it's not in play, wouldn't that not be the case? Oh, I guess I just can't attack now. Alright, go. I mean, they're just casting 6 mana fogs, like... Eventually, it's not going to matter. Sure. I mean, that card's good. So, fire up events, swing with everything, I think. What happens if I send everything? I send everything, put a counter on probably the Inti. They block this, take 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, go to 1. So I'm 1 point short. Leave this back, maybe? That leaves me with a blocker for Jin. Yeah. Should have done these in the other order, but... Okay, recommission's fine. I think that's whatever. Done. Counter here. Go for the throat. Nope. Yep, so they take 10, go to 1. I mean, I guess they could, like, gaze into 3 spells, draw a removal spell for bat. I still don't even think that's enough, right? There you go. Yeah, I don't even think that's enough. I mean, they could, like, gaze into a cantrip, cantrip into cantrip, cantrip into a removal spell. They bend all 3. They have another gaze. Jin's at 12. They draw a Blue March. They've already gone through 2, though. How many do they usually play? Do they play all 4? When I played this deck before, I only played 2. But they may play more than 2. Missed lethal. No, I mean, if I attack with the bat, they just chump with the throw. It's not a missed lethal. Okay. I know it looks like I missed lethal because they're at 1 and I didn't attack with the bat, but if I attack with bat, they just block this instead of this. Omniscient, thank you for the tier 1 sub. It was nice playing Edison with you this weekend. Alright, cool. Easy dubs. You know what was not nice? When we played and the game nights was going on. I was not a big fan of that. Commander paid for the whole Magicon. Did they really though? Did they really though? Basic Plains. Say Blue White Gamer. Hey yo, Plains Mountain, huh? What are we doing with Plains Mountain? Probably landing helixing me. Not casting helix. Would you recommend this deck for an RCQ? I think so. I mean, I want to get a better feel for how good Stormseeker is. That's a card that I haven't really cast a lot today. But I do think that Rakdos is pretty good. Just not 100% sold on the Stormseekers yet. Oh, it's just Convoke with the shitty draw. Okay. Didn't expect that. You gotta be 250 Savage. 250 qualifies you. Almost wanted the trade there. Maybe I might be playing a little too passive here, holding back the NT. But I have 2 good blockers. That was kind of my theory, is that even if they pump the 1/1s, my 3/3 still checks it. So I have two guaranteed good blockers here. I'm not getting got by a Ganjo. You can Ganjo my Inti if you want. Sure. Fine with that. So this game's over. Your turn. Proceed. Even as a Tekken player, catchphrase is literally "make some noise." I thought Game Nights was too much noise. Yeah. it was out of control with how bad it was. Absolutely out of control. Oh, is BBD in the MTGO Masters event? That's nice. I didn't get reached out to about that event. Maybe they know that I hate Modern, that's why they didn't reach out to me. This probably is not a Stormseeker matchup. Although, to be fair, nothing else is good, so I guess I'll keep in 2. What do you think, Chad? Would you rather have 2 Stormseeker or 2 Gix? Probably Stormseeker, right? Gix is just not good against Convoke. You played CFD Sock the next day? Yeah, we played CFD Sock's deck as the first deck today. That deck is fucking broken. It's so stupid how good it is. Keep this. I say it might be too slow on the draw. I don't know. How did I like Chicago? Chicago was great. The deep dish was good too. Big deep dish guy. Well, I had never been to Chicago before that, so I have never experienced the Chicago deep dish before. And now that I have experienced it, big fan. Would recommend, would do again. We got it from Malnati's. We wanted to go to Pequod's, but the wait for Pequod's was way too long. So we ended up going to Malnati's. It was so good. What does that mean is in their hand? I mean, I should bat here, right? I think I should bat here. Oh, their hand sucks. Alright, cool. You can get loose ship nationwide? Can you really? I didn't know that. That I did not know. Yeah, when we went to the pizza place, that's what Dave got the thin crust. Or like the regular Chicago pizza. And it looked pretty good. Like, Chicago's just the home of pizza. A lot of good pizza. Was 71 in Chicago today? That's insane. Do a little bit of this. A low of 26? Wait, so it was a high of 71, low of 26? All right, how much do you think it costs to ship Lou Malnati's to my house? Ship a pizza. You know I'm gonna check right now. Opponents like play magic. 2 deep dish pizzas, $76.99. I mean, that's not even that bad. The pizza itself is $20, so you're paying $35 for shipping. That's like not that bad. Really, it's actually not that bad. Why would they leave one homie back? What was the point of that? I don't get why they would leave one dude back. Does that make any sense? What is the point of that? Okay, I now understand the point of it. I get it. Alright, we need to find a Hidetsugu consumes all. Yep. Point discovered. I'm gonna loot away with the blood, because I can't even kill the warden with blood scythe anyways. So there's really no reason to keep the blood scythe in play. We just have to find Hidetsugu. Did you get authentic Chicago style D's? No. I feel bad for even reading that out. That is not Hidetsugu. Or 5. 13. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to cast Archfiend or go for the throat this turn. I'm thinking Archfiend. Because even if they tick up the Warden, like, even if they tick this up twice, they still can't really attack into the Archfiend. So I'm just going to jam this. We tried. I tried a Gruul, like a Gruul aggro deck in Standard. And the deck list was like Inti, Stormseeker, Thrillseeker, Mole God, Sharp-Eyed Rookie. And like, that deck was super good. Like the curve, all the 2s were great, the 3s were great, Mole God was great. Witchstalker Frenzy is great. The biggest issue with playing Gruul is you don't have 1-drops, right? Now, the black decks can get away with that because they play Cut Down. Cut Down is their 1-drop, right? But Gruul not having access to a 1-mana play, even if it's just a removal spell like Cut Down, I think it's too much of a detriment, honestly. That was the issue. Wait, are they dead? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13 go to 1. 12, 6, 10. Yeah, they're just dead. Right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13, go to 1. Not missing anything, right? I don't think I'm missing anything. See you. See you. Get this. We went 4-1 with the 68 card deck. Never. It was good. I think that deck is quite good. Big fan of that deck. Okay, Dimir, best deck. Dimir confirmed, best deck. Am I in the MTGO Masters? No, they never reached out to me about it. That is not a land. That is not a land. I don't want to trade Harvester for Siren, I think. Although, maybe I should, because it kind of plays around Gix a little bit better. Feels really bad, though. Yeah, fuck it. I'm just going to discard Shelly. Brother! Please! I feel like I'm getting mana screwed more often than I should be while playing 68, or 68, 26 lands. Like, we added 2 lands to the deck. It was like the 4th time that I missed my 3rd land drop. 26 not enough for a deck that tops at 4. I know, right? Yeah. Well, actually, I have 2 5-drops in my deck because I'm playing 2 Gixis commands. Bro! What the fuck? Please! Deck! Please! Come on, man. 26 lands! I can't! I actually just can't at this point. Table. Yeah, now they have the Gix. Come on, dude. Seriously? Seriously? Really, dude? Really? Really, Shuffler? Really? Alright, fuck you. Kill your Gix. I mean, the fact that this is even still kind of a game is pretty unreal. Table. Table. I don't think you trust in table. Self-righteous table. Yeah, now that I've cast all my go for the throats, huh? Brother! I can't! Alright, you win. Jesus Christ, man. Bruh. Bruh. Come on, man. That ain't right. That ain't right. It ain't right. It just ain't right. You know, I think the reason that we're getting mana screwed over here is because we don't have enough prime subs. If anybody's got those prime subs, you know, the Arena Shuffler algorithm recognizes every single time that somebody prime subs, it actually changes the algorithm. You know, that's what I've been told, at least. And for every 5 gifted subs, it actually gives us the perfect opening hand. I like Arena. So it's not necessarily that I like Arena more so than Moto, even though it's like very close for me. I enjoy the formats that are on Arena more than I enjoy the formats that are on Moto. I'm just not really into Modern right now. Forsaken me. Table. Halo point dub, converting from a Prime to a Tier 1 sub. Thank you very much, Halo. I appreciate that. Me, those Tier 1s are Those tier 1s. We're trying to get to, I think it's 300, because they changed the number for the Partner Plus program. Thank you very much for the tier 1 Halo. I appreciate that. It's very nice of you. Explorer. Will I take the Alchemy Plunge for the Arena Qualifier? I mean, I'm trying to get the top 250, and if I do, I will probably have to. But I'm just going to play, like, I'm just going to play whatever the best aggro deck is. I'm not going to, like, actually put time into the format. I'm just going to find whatever the easiest deck is to play and just play that. The duality of Twitch, by the way. One comment. Honestly, Alchemy is kind of great right now. Next chatter, Alchemy just should not exist. There's no in between, you know. Any combats? Really? I bet. Bet. Please don't hit a 4-drop. Thanks. I just want my free card. You know what? If they have end step 2-drop untap Gix, I don't mind giving them a free card because I'm already so far ahead. If that's what happens. Honestly, I kind of want them to do that. Okay. Am I ready for the elementals on Arena with MH3? Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. You can basically just play full-powered Scam. Why are they bringing Duress? But you can essentially just play the entire Scam deck. The only thing you don't have is Voidwalker, which, who knows, maybe Voidwalker... maybe they'd also just... maybe they also give us Voidwalker in the special guests. And if that's the case, then you're literally not missing anything. You think full-powered Scam and Timeless gets run over still? I mean, if you're playing against Show and Tell and you turn 1 double grief them and you take 2 Show and Tells, like, you're not losing that game, you know? I don't think you are. Yeah, they confirmed that MH3 is going to be on Arena. That was officially confirmed. Maybe they'll reprint Voidwalker into Standard. I don't know about that one. That one I don't know about. Modern on Arena when? I mean, given how many cards that they've put into these special guests and all these alternative products, I wouldn't be surprised that we're, you know... I mean, they're never going to have full Modern, but I think their goal is to try to make Timeless as close to Modern as possible. I think. I don't know, but I could be wrong on that. Or maybe they just make a separate format. Keep Timeless the way it is and then just make a different format. Man, I kind of don't want to play Bat into Cut Down, but that's probably just cap. I wanted to play Blood Tithe there. I actually think, more that I think about it, I think Blood Tithe was a better play there. Day Miguel, thank you for the 15-month resub. Welcome back, Day Miguel. Thank you very much, buddy. I mean, this is fine. It's not that bad. Now be Blood Tithe? No, they Tidebinder the Blood. Do I care? Not really. I would probably rather have them Tidebinder the Blood than Tidebinder something else. Okay, or they just don't do that. Just gonna do this now. Well, they're tapped out. I want that thing to die. And I can't untap and sack Harvester, because if I sack Harvester, then they just type under that. Okay. What am I cubing? Oh, fuck, I forgot that cube was up. Maybe I should cube. Maybe we could do a little cube stream tomorrow. Some cube stips, maybe. I feel like people like the stips. But they chose to not hold up Tidebinder. That's interesting. Alright, I'm just going to jam Archfiend. Is there a world where I die to my own Archfiend doing it this way? I mean, there is a world, but I don't know how likely that is. Okay, sure. Drawing a land would be so good here. Untap land, please. Any untap lands? Thank you. So we go Chapter Juan. Take the Tidebinder. Chapter 2, search for Shieldred. Play Inti Shieldred. Chapter 3, get back Archfiend. Or, I mean, I could even just double spell here. I don't know. What do you think, chap? I would like to take the Tidebinder. I have a lot of options here. I feel like the safest option is just go Chapter 1, take Tidebinder, sack Blood Tithe, kill Urtai. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at. I think I like that. Just like completely destroy other resources. I didn't have to sack the Blood Tithe there, but you know, if I don't sack it, they like draw Cut Down, kill Blood Tithe. I think it's fine to sack it. Because now that I have this in play, I kind of want to prolong the game. I want to extend it a little bit. Yeah, because otherwise they could just type under the Cruelty next turn. Third Inti, huh? Not exactly what I want. I'm going to double spell this turn. Aw. Shelly? I don't know that we need Shelly. I was thinking about taking Bat. Just in case they drew a removal spell for my Graveyard Trespasser. That's kind of where my head was at. Yeah, get the 4th Inti. What's up, George? Removal to be safe. It's a good thing I took that Bat, huh? My brain is too large. Because then they could have just killed the Trespasser without paying. Gix might be good too. Well, I don't have a lot of stuff in play for Gix, right? That was kind of the issue with getting Gix. I mean, the way we lose this game is, well, never mind. I was going to say Restless Reef, but they didn't even try to go for it. 250? Oh, come on. We're so close. Yeah, oh, the misery. Oh, the misery. Misery indeed for my opponent. All right, we're 3-1. So we'll play one more match. I gotta pee, though. Bathroom. I've had to use the bathroom a lot today.